Hi, welcome to Bottom Line Results. I'm here today with Barb McCaffrey, and Barb works with companies of various sizes on organizational development, strategy, and company alignment. Hello, Barb, and thanks for being here today.
Good to be here.
We have a few questions that business owners probably would like some answers to, and so we'd like to find out about some of your expertise about some of the issues they may be facing today.
Okay.
And Barb, obviously challenging times. We all watch the news, look online. What are you finding that a lot of companies are struggling with today in this type of economy?
A lot of organizations really needing to stop and take stock of what is going on in their company. We often do a brief snapshot assessment, and then the need to prioritize. There's so many moving parts, so many things happening, and it's easy to kind of lose that focus that's necessary to drive results, whether it's a small organization or a large one.
And what would you say, Barb? A lot of companies might be trying to make some adjustments, and they don't necessarily really know what they're doing, and many of those adjustments fail.
We've seen that by going in and starting with a snapshot assessment, and then working with the leadership group to create what we call a strategic blueprint. So much like an organization, if you're building a new home, an architect's going to give you a blueprint. We work with them to create a strategic blueprint that identifies their strategy, aligns that with their organization performance, figures out the priorities, helps them identify the priorities that are really going to drive the kind of results they need. So
do you feel like having somebody from the outside, perhaps that's not immersed in the day-to-day, can be helpful to get a better snapshot of what's going on in the organization?
Well, two things. One, I think coming from the outside, certainly you have a more objective view. I think the second thing, though, is having a good model that you can help or provide for the organization to help them understand and look at all those moving parts, and then lead them to some prioritization.
Okay, and for those folks out there that are saying, I've done it this way for years and years, and it got me this far, but now they're starting to see some things that haven't occurred in the past. What would you say to someone with that type of mindset right now?
I think that you first want to build on the successes of the past, but in changing times, you're going to need different kinds of strategies to differentiate yourself. You may need to take a look at the work processes that you currently have. You may need some streamlining of work processes. We don't typically find that you need to change everything. Your success is built on some foundation.
Sure.
But it's often just figuring out the tweaking that you need to do to respond to the kinds of demands that you're facing.
Okay, and some people might say, gosh, that sounds like it could be painful. How would you reassure them that that's not necessarily so?
Well, a lot of my career I spent internally, so I certainly lived with the challenge of complexity. We use and employ a pretty refined yet elegantly simple model. We really drive for results. We tend not to bring in expert solutions, but we engage the organization in solving its problems. And I think you have to, in each situation, look at what priorities must be addressed and look at the capacity of the organization. So, you can scale up and do a complete organization change, or you can scale down and figure out the 2 or 3 levers that are going to give you the greatest result.
And Barb, I'm an executive or a business owner of some sort, and I've just been stymied. I hit the wall, and I'm not really sure how best to proceed. What could I expect? Do you have an example of something you've done recently that would help me understand what to expect in working with you?
My partner and I just, I would say, successfully completed a turnaround with a small organization in Arizona. When we stepped in, they were set to lose $1.5 million that year. They couldn't give the company away. The CEO who brought us in was brand new to the company and really wanted to do a complete turnaround. We worked with her and her leadership team to clarify strategy, to clarify the business results they needed to be delivering, the kind of employee results they wanted to have, and what they needed to deliver to customers. Then we identified the capabilities that they needed to build in the organization to achieve those business results. We worked with them on developing that strategic blueprint. They did a wonderful job of not just using it as a sheet of paper they put on the wall, but monthly town halls at each location. And a lot of hard work. And I would say that, I'm happy to say, that their year-end results will be about 50 million after 2 years. And they went from a negative 1.5 multiple to a 6.5. So we're pretty pleased.
Positive.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, appreciate that. And it sounds like some pretty dramatic results can be achieved by having someone like yourself really get in there and work with the business owners and the teams to really bring them from point A to point B where they really want to be.
I think what we bring is a methodology to take this big amorphous stuff, break it down, make it relatively simple, let them prioritize, and provide the support to them who in their execution.
So you're not just pushing what you think
No.
on them, so they're really part of the process and setting their own priorities.
We have never had a situation in which, addressing organizational issues, we haven't found the solutions in the company.
Outstanding. Well, thanks, Barb. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
And if you have any further questions, please give us a call today at 949-788-2998 and check out our website at www.bottomlineresultscorp.com. Thank you.